Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint podcast, man. Listen, I am disgusted, bro. I am downright fucking disgusted. Y'all already know what we're gonna get into this video, man. We're gonna be talking in the podcast today. We're gonna be talking about the Week 12 matchups and so on and so forth, and a little bit of everything else. But listen, man. I am disgusted, bro. I've been watching some videos the past couple days, bro. My guy, I don't even. Let me change how I address that. My people, man, these shits been crazy, bro. It's really so. I've been watching a lot of killer and murder. I'm looking at this shit called Buried in My Backyard, but I don't care about none of that. I've been, bro. I just been looking at some videos, bro, and it's really some women out there that absolutely, positively hate men. And I understand some of the complaints women be having with men sometimes, but man, a lot of that shit be sounding like a little bit of insecurity mixed in with it and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to get into it right now. But how y'all doing today, man? Hey, man. If you still eating leftovers, bro, you're disgusting. The leftovers should have got thrown in the trash can on Sunday or Saturday, preferably. I know some people who don't even have leftovers. Like, if shit didn't get eaten that first night, bruh, it was going in the trash. Straight up. That's why motherfuckers take plates to go plates, not the whole course and shit. Like, if you one of them people who still have refrigerator full of leftovers right now, you should be in jail right now, bro. That's criminal. Throw them shits away, bro. Stop forcing people to eat that shit, bro. Don't be one of them people who like, man, we put too much money into this, man. It's getting eaten. Nah, don't do that. Only desserts, bro. And I don't even eat pie, so if you want to, you can toss that shit too. But don't throw away the cakes and shit. Unless you got one of them cakes with fruit on it. Like, bro, I swear, bro. I hate cake with fruit. Somebody made a cake at at our little get together, bro. Somebody made a cake with fruit, right? And it had a whole bunch of minced up fruit and shit in it. So the cake didn't even hold its consistency like it was supposed to. It was more like a fucking minced bread in it shit. It was fucking, it looked disgusting. I didn't eat it, bro. I got a thing, bro. I don't eat cake that's got fruit in it, bro. Fruit should not be in a cake, bro. I don't care what you say. I also, at this point, I don't think I like ice cream cake either. That's not an ice cream cake. That's just ice cream that's formed into what usually a cake would look like. But it's still just fucking ice cream. Like, an ice cream sandwich is just an ice cream sandwich because it's got those two nasty ass chocolate sandwich things on the outside of it, and it's got the weird tasting soft serve ice cream that tastes like it come in one of them little cups that you used to eat in school, I guess. I don't know if y'all used to eat it in y'all school, but we did in mine. So, and we used to have them little wooden things to eat with it. Them shits was nasty. Or you had them at like birthday parties. I know y'all had them shits at birthday parties before, bro. Come on, son. And you ate them with like them little wooden spoon shits. Them shits was disgusting. That's exactly what. And I like ice cream, bro. I just think ice cream pie is disgusting. Like ice cream pies or ice cream cakes, whatever they call it, disgusting. And I'm not saying that an ice cream cake is like nasty. I'm just saying that shit's not a cake. It's just ice cream that's in the form of a cake. So if you said like ice cream formed into a cake, yeah, but to say that it's an ice cream, now if it's got like legit cake that you had to go bake in between like some ice cream and shit, then yeah, I guess you could call that a fusion ice cream cake, like a fusion, like two Yu-Gi-Oh cards going together or whatever you call them. I can't even remember at this time what this was called. But you know what I'm talking about, man. But other than, I don't even know how I got on this tangent. But like I said, desserts is the only thing that should be left at this point in time. And how y'all doing tonight? Well, it's night for me. I don't know what time of day it is for y'all. But whichever part of the day, how y'all rocking? And let me get something real fast. We're gonna start off with Sunday Night Football, bro. Gotta talk about it. This Sunday night for me, it started off kind of rocky, and during the game, yeah, my blood pressure was up and shit like that, bro. But towards the end of the game, everything started to, even out. It started to like calm down, and like a warm breeze came over me, and it was just like a feeling that I had, like, yeah, Baker's not gonna get it done, because it didn't matter that Lamar didn't throw not one, not two, not three, not four. Oh, excuse me, it actually was four. He threw 4 fucking interceptions. Now, how do you not convert any of those into touchdowns? I don't know. He got 3 points off of those 4 turnovers. 3. Nothing else. Like, I don't know what more the defense for Chicago. I don't know what more the defense for Cleveland could have done. I know people like to blame Cleveland's defense. I've seen it the last couple of weeks. When Baker don't play good, they still found ways to blame the defense, as if you expected defenses to be able to hold. Like, and what was crazy was Baker would be going against offenses that could put up points, so the job would always be for their offense to be able to match the other team's offense, not the defense to be able to shut down a high-powered offense for an entire game. It's absolutely crazy. Like, people seem to forget that they were leading against the Chargers. Like, if the offense can hold off for anything, I mean, a team that can run the ball as good as they can, and I think I said Chicago and I meant LA, the Chargers. They were leading against the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert and the boys came back and won that game, not because the defense started playing bad, because the offense couldn't score no more. Them motherfuckers refused to score after a certain point. And what's funny is the Chargers defense is atrocious. Like, the Chargers defense. And what's funny is once we played the Chargers, Baltimore, that's when I had to like research the Chargers and really sit down and look at the Chargers. And that's when I remember saying on the podcast that day, I was like, the Chargers don't really have nobody on defense except for Joey Bosa. And I was like, if the Ravens find a way to figure him out, I don't know how the Chargers going to really go crazy on defense, to be honest with you. And to the Chargers' credit, Lamar didn't have his best game that day, but it was still a blowout because the Chargers' defense cannot stop the run. And now it seems like they don't really stop the pass either. And now you look at I don't want to skip ahead because I wanted to talk about Baltimore and this other team, but it's weird, bro. The Chargers is I don't know, man. I don't know. The Chargers is flaming out like they did these past couple years, bro. I'm pretty sure they coach not gonna tell them that they have no chance like the other one did, but weird what's going on with Justin Herbert and the squad over there. But back to Baker Mayfield, man. And I realized something when I was watching this game also, bro. As I was watching this game and I was thinking about all the shit I was going to say in this game, talking about Lamar's 4 interceptions and how Baker Mayfield couldn't beat Lamar even at his worst, and talking about the crazy touchdown play that Lamar had and that crazy catch by Mark Andrews, and how, in my opinion, he really only threw 2 picks because one should have been a pass interference and one should have been one got bobbled. And I was going to talk about how Baker, even with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, still couldn't get it done, and how many excuses was y'all going to make and this and that. And I came to the realization I have no interest in really talking about Baker anymore. I have no interest in talking about him because Baker Mayfield is a below average quarterback. If the Browns fans couldn't see it after that game, that's why I said that game was a euphoric feeling, a cathartic experience, if you will, because it just made me see our defense, as bad as it's been all year, looked perfect last night against Baker Mayfield. Lamar Jackson had his absolute worst game as a pro, and he was able to overcome it because he was playing against Baker Mayfield. I mean, every single thing that could have went wrong for Lamar went wrong. Baker couldn't capitalize. And I know you want to blame his receivers, and that's what's so funny to me because you said that Odell was the problem. Now you're saying, oh, we need a Odell type of receiver. It's hilarious to me. And what's funny is you're not getting that type of receiver unless you draft him because no stud receiver is going to play in Cleveland. No stud receiver is just going to willingly say, oh, yeah, I want to go sign with the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how Austin Hooper ended up going there because he's a good tight end. And Njoku wanted to leave. And Njoku with a different team would be a great tight end. He been underutilized his entire career in Cleveland. I know they go to what a blame Kevin Stefanski. But that man just won Coach of the Year a year ago. So that's a very weird person to want to blame. And listen, I'm all for, he got to make adjustments and he got to make that. If you look at the game, Baltimore is run blitzing. They are literally, Patrick Queen, I have nothing bad to say about him. Last night was a great game for him. That is the best I done seen him look since he done been in the NFL. Great game. Great game for the defense overall. Last night, could the receivers get no separation? No. But you want to know one of the reasons why the receivers could get no separation? Because you don't have a decoy anymore in the form of an Odell Beckham Jr. who defenses had to respect. And even when he got open, you still didn't throw it to him. So I don't want to hear all these excuses about the receivers. Because y'all Cleveland fans told me that he was a problem, not Baker Mayfield. So, now you got Jarvis Landry, who has always played above what his talents say he is. Like, I think Jarvis is a good receiver. I don't think he an Odell Beckham, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins receiver. No. But he a good receiver. And for Cleveland, he's been the number one receiver. But it's funny how he now looks like an average receiver or just a good receiver without Odell Beckham there. And Baker can't throw him open. Now you complain about him not being able to get separation because the play calls that Stefanski called before that would get his receivers wide open just because he had Odell Beckham there as a distraction. Now those receivers can hone in after they stop the run with run blitzes and having 7 and 8 in the box. Now they can rely on their guys to stand back and say, you can defend these guys. These ain't guys that we got to double team and got to watch out for double moves and shit. You can beat these guys. And that's exactly what Baltimore did. Because they knew if you stop the run, it's a good chance Baker Mayfield will not beat you. And he didn't. And he should have had another interception last night. But like I said, every game these DBs continue to show us, and show me at least, why they are DBs and not wide receivers. I mean, every fucking week. Dude basically had the interception. He already damn near halfway to the ground and then decides to drop it as soon as he lay on the ground. I mean, it's just unfucking believable. It makes no sense. Like, did you boys play catch in the backyard growing up, my guy? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand some of these drops, bruh. I really don't. But either way, I mean, and this is what's funny. You got your bye week, and you come back and play Baltimore again. And yeah, you're going to be at home that time, this next game. But I can't see Lamar throwing 4 interceptions in that game again. So now that means Baker Mayfield won't get 4 extra opportunities. What you think he going to do with less opportunities? So, hey, I already know what Baker is. I don't even enjoy talking about him anymore. It brings me no thrill because this is beating a dead horse at this point. If you still believe in Baker Mayfield and you still think everybody else is the problem and not Baker Mayfield, you're just fucking stupid. There's no two ways around it. I'm not even finna sugarcoat it and try to be nice about it. You're fucking stupid. Baker Mayfield is clearly the problem. Kevin Stefanski's offense, you know what it was missing last night? A fucking quarterback that could loosen up that box. Because if they had to worry about Baker Mayfield, they don't commit that many guys to the box to stop Nick Nick Chubb, the real problem in the offense. Because you don't see the people stacking the box against the Chargers. You don't see teams stacking the box against the Chiefs. You don't see teams stacking the box against the Buccaneers. You see what I'm saying? When your offense is built through the fucking run, as is the now, they could be in a unique situation like the Cardinals. Yeah, sometimes the Cardinals get a stacked box because people want to account for the fact that Kyler Murray can run. The Ravens get that too. And yeah, those are still teams that can throw the ball. This is not the same situation with Baker Mayfield. They wanted Baker Mayfield to try to beat them with their arm last night. Would they have adjusted? I don't know. But they didn't have to because Baker couldn't do it. And like I said, I don't enjoy talking about him anymore. He isn't a below average quarterback, and I believe Kevin Stefanski knows that. I believe Cleveland knows that. They didn't draft him, so it would be nothing for them to move on from him. I believe that's what they're going to look to do. But like I said before, Cleveland is in this position where they're going to miss the playoffs this year, I believe. But the biggest thing is you're not going to be in the top 10 of the draft. You're not going to be and maybe they will have a good spot but I believe you're not going to be in the top 10 of the draft. You're not going to be a Super Bowl contending team, I don't think, going forward. So what do? You got to try to hit right there in that spot to try to land a quarterback. And you got to hope some quarterback, drop at maybe around the 15, they'll probably be drafting in the, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 area or further back. Probably further than even 12. Probably around like 13, 14, 15. And you got to try to hope that a game-changing quarterback land right there, or you just hit in the draft. It's a tough spot when the only position you need is a quarterback, and I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming. I cannot see Russell Wilson leaving Seattle to go to Cleveland with Sierra. I cannot see that at all. If anything, I could see him possibly going to Denver. I could see him possibly going. I could see him going to New York if they was willing to give up Daniel Jones. I feel like if the Giants was willing to make a trade, Russell Wilson for Daniel Jones, I believe Russell Wilson would be willing to go to New York, that big market. Hell, I believe Russell Wilson would be willing to go to the Jets, to be completely honest with you. And then I think it'd be a heavy trade market going to try to see who could trade for Zach Wilson. Dead ass. I think the Jets would be smart to go for it, to try to make a play for Russell Wilson in the offseason and try to trade away Zach Wilson. That'll speed up the fucking process of your rebuild tremendously. Like, shit, that'd be crazy. And for people who saying, Cleveland haven't had a quarterback since Baker, and you one of them people who want to give Baker all the credit and don't want to give Kareem Hunt no credit, Nick Chubb no credit, the coach no credit, the fucking Myles Garrett no credit, none of the other defenders no credit. You don't want to give Jarvis Landry no credit, Odell no credit, the tight ends no credit, the best offensive line the last 2 years in the NFL no credit. You don't want to give them guys none of the credit. I get that. You want to give all the credit they should get. You want to give it to Baker. I get it. But for all y'all who saying, they haven't had somebody since Baker, so who they gonna get if they don't get Baker? Well, who the fuck is gonna sign Baker if he's free agent? You keep telling me, well, who are they gonna sign? Well, who's gonna fucking sign Baker? Okay, so if people think that is the fucking leverage play that Baker has, saying, who you gonna sign if you don't re-sign me? Motherfucker, who's gonna re-sign? Who's gonna sign you if we don't sign you, bruh? Especially after this year. The only team that I can see signing them is the Detroit Lions, because they went and traded for fucking Jared Goff. Baker Mayfield is basically Jared Goff 1.5. So I can see them going for Baker Mayfield and saying, hey, he could be he definitely embodies the kneecap gnawing type of franchise that Dan Campbell wants. I could see that working perfectly. They could be so great losing together in Detroit, bro. It would be beautiful. Or I could see the Carolina Panthers going for him, and that would be absolutely sad, but I could see them. Even though I think what the Carolina Panthers need to do after getting their asses spanked today, and I know people want to blame Cam Newton, and I know Stephen Coon A. Smith Want to say that Cam Newton had the worst performance he done seen out of quarterback and whatever his exaggerating bitch ass, how he liked to go at black quarterbacks so heavy or black athletes in general. But what people need to remember is for the last 2 years, Cam Newton had to come in late for training camps. Didn't have a training camp this year. Came in halfway through the season technically this year. Is still learning the offense because this is just his second full week of playing. You have to give a dude some time to get. Like I give all these other quarterbacks breaks for coming off weeks off. Like I'm giving Lamar a break because he literally missed a week, so he basically missed a week and a half of play. I gave Aaron Rodgers an excuse when he came off of his week off. I gave any quarterback, Dak Prescott, I gave an excuse to. Any quarterback, I gave Russell Wilson an excuse. Any quarterback basically that's come off of a week off or had to miss time and had to come back the next week, I always say, come on, man, you got to let them get back into their rhythm. Cam Newton is a completely different situation. The man missed, the first 5, 6, 7 games of the fucking season. And is coming in halfway through basically and trying to not just learn the offense, but play himself into game shape because the Panthers are so bad that they needed him now. They let Sam Darnold put them in such a hole that now, and I saw a fucking tweet that was like, well, now you're in a situation of what do you do if Sam Darnold gets healthy now? It's amazing to me that Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton cannot have bad games. And it's amazing to me that if Brady was in the same circumstance or any other fucking quarterback that these dudes be liking, any of the white knights was in this situation, they would give him this excuse. Like they gave all Sam Darnold all these excuses, Baker all these excuses. Like you keep giving Baker this excuse of, oh, he's so hurt. Oh, he's so hurt. Bro, I did not hear none of that shit when they beat the Bengals, bro. And I don't hear none of that shit when he be pumping it up on the sideline and shit going right, bro. It's only when he losing do I hear y'all constantly bitch about, oh, he hurt. And it's the difference between being hurt and being injured. If he was so hurt that he was injured, he would not be playing. It's a shit ton of players in the NFL right now that are playing hurt right now. Very few that are playing injured right now. Because most of the people who are legitimately injured are not playing. But you do have some of those maniacs out there who are injured and still playing. But for the majority of the NFL, most dudes are playing with some type of thing that is hurt on their body. Nobody is 100% right now. So I'm sick and tired of hearing that shit. If this man is so fucking beat up, don't play. As simple as that. If he is hurting it, if you feel like he hurting a team that much because of an injury or whatever, he should not be playing. But the numbers say before he was even hurt off of something he did to get hurt, he was still playing bad. So, I understand y'all got all these different type of scapegoats and excuses and shit like that for Baker Mayfield, but it's getting insane and pretty out of control at this point, I believe. I personally is what I think. But I think if you the Carolina Panthers, because I do think the Panthers is a team that will go after Baker Mayfield in the offseason, even though what I think they should do is flip DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey then gave you one great season. He got paid, hasn't been great after that. He wasn't great in his rookie season. People forget that. And the dude who was in the same draft as him, Leonard Fournette, who got thrown to the curb by the Jaguars because they kept lying and talking about nobody wanted to trade for him. No, nobody wanted to give you what you goofy ass motherfuckers wanted for him. And all he done was run for 100 last week, had 5 total touchdowns, I believe, no less than 4. And been balling out ever since he done been a Buck, and he's now a playoff Lenny and a championship Lenny. So that's the dude who I continuously, and my homeboy can attest to this. When they were in the draft, I said I know the Panthers are gonna take Christian McCaffrey because he done been all over ESPN and shit the last 3 or 2 years. He done been in college, and I know his skill set is a runner / he's dynamic, basically. He was his highlights and shit. Yeah, he had made some great outside runs and made some runs on some college dudes who was never gonna be phenomenal on the next level. But his big thing was he was a great receiver too. And yeah, I knew that was something. And he had that one great year with Cam, where he was Cam's biggest receiver, basically. That was his go-to receiver, which is always a problem when your running back is your number one receiver, unless you're Tom Brady. But like I said, wouldn't have been that way if he wasn't playing in New England, having to do that bullshit. Because I see what he do now that he in Tampa. But to me, if I don't even know if you could really flip him for. I don't think you could flip Christian McCaffrey for a first round pick at this point. Maybe it would be a team out there who would be really willing to do that. And boy, that would be crazy if it was. But with his injury history now, he haven't played a full season at this point since getting paid. And I don't know. I mean, he definitely showing teams that you don't want to pay running backs. I mean, Saquon Barkley injury prone. He haven't even got paid yet, I don't believe. So I think you got to flip. If you could flip Christian McCaffrey for like a second round pick, maybe early third round at the latest, boy, that would be huge for Carolina. Also, if you could flip DJ Moore. Now, I know a lot of Carolina Panther fans are going to say, whoa, that's our best receiver. Is he? I mean, because is he really changing life for Carolina since he been drafted to Carolina? This might be a situation where he might be as good as you think he is, but he will never be as good as you. He will never be as good as you think he is on Carolina. As good as you think he is, that talent might show up with another team who actually could use him right now. Carolina don't need DJ Moore right now. Robbie Anderson just as good as DJ Moore right now. He brings to you exactly what DJ Moore brings to the offense, if not more. I don't believe that you need Robbie and DJ Moore. So what I'm basically saying is if you don't want to get rid of DJ Moore, then you need to go ahead and try to flip Robbie Anderson. But if you want to keep Robbie Anderson because you already done gave him a contract, then you need to go ahead and flip DJ Moore. Because he's not changing life for this team right now. And you could probably get a first round pick for DJ Moore right now. A late first round. If his talent, if people is thinking his potential is still super high like some Carolina Panther fans think, then you could probably get an early second, late first round pick for DJ Moore. If people see him the way I see him right now, as a decent, good to good receiver, but not like really nothing special right now because of his play in Carolina, then maybe you'll get a second round, third like you would for other. But I think right now there's a lot of teams that would need a receiver that would think real highly of DJ Moore that would possibly give you up a first round pick possibly or multiple seconds to get DJ Moore. I think that would help Carolina's rebuild, and you could possibly swing one and get a quarterback because now that you're losing so much. And I know I said that Carolina was going undefeated now for 2 weeks and they done lost those 2 weeks now. And I told you already I'm dying on that hill. So from this game now, Carolina will go undefeated the rest of the season. But with that being said, Carolina could really start this rebuild fast if they was able to flip Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. And there's probably another player on that team that I'm not thinking about right now that they could flip. But I just think Carolina is now in a situation where it's time to start thinking in the future because you just got waxed by Miami. And for Miami, I mean, Tua winning games, so I mean, and it might be too late now. I mean, but the Bills, the way they playing, I don't know, but the Patriots are leading in that division. But for Miami, this is a weird situation because, I mean, are they moving forward with Tua or like what we doing here? Or is they still going to try to go for Deshaun Watson in the offseason? So I really don't know what to make of Miami, to be completely honest with you. Like, win or lose, I really don't know what to make of Miami. Because like I said before, they got a team or a roster that you thought, after last year winning 10 games, you thought they would have been better this year. But they came in and played bad, and Tua got hurt, and he was like, what the fuck? But ever since they beat Baltimore, they've been on a little win streak. So maybe Miami turning it around. Maybe they turning it around. Who knows? Tampa Bay, Indy, 38-31. I said this would be a good fucking game. And I even said, I'm going to excuse Brady if he playing bad. And he looked like old man Brady in the first half. But in the second half, he got it going. And Lenny, fucking playoff Lenny, was there to carry a hefty load today. And it's funny because I'm not saying it's funny that Christian McCaffrey been hurt, but as much as he been hurt, you got to look, Lenny Fournette is never hurt. And he was, to me, in a bad situation where, come on now, if he had Cam Newton in Jacksonville with him, that's a whole different situation. If he got somebody that's not named Blake Bortles, bro, come on. And how much his players was talking about how much they hated Tom Coughlin and shit. Come on, man. It already sounded like that situation was all bad. And it's very funny how most of the people who done left that situation is having success with their other teams. Go figure. But listen, man, Lenny Fournette balled out for him. But weird thing for the Colts, bro, because in the beginning of the game, in the first half, I was like, yo, Carson Wentz, man, is he walking to him? Is walking to him Wentz back? Is he back? And then in the second half, boy, what a tale of two halves. But listen, what's crazy is the Colts didn't run the ball really in this game until the fourth quarter. And what's crazy, I said in the last podcast, I was like, the Colts not going to run like that, like they did last week. They're not going to do that against the fucking Bucks. Yeah, they would have fucking did that times 10 most likely if they had chose to run the ball all game. And I know it's hard to argue like, well, they was having success in the beginning of the game. I mean, but you blew a 10-point lead and you a team that run the ball with the best running back in the game right now. How do you not capitalize on that with a 10-point lead? And as dominant as he ran that ball at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, it just made you say, like, damn, man, the Carson Wentz interception didn't have to happen. I'm excusing that last interception. That one ain't really make a difference. And that Carson Wentz fumble don't have to happen. It's multiple. That some of the 3 and outs we had in the second half don't have to happen. If we fucking run the ball, like, I don't understand why they went so far away from the run game when that's the best run game in the NFL right now. That was very weird because they was eating. They was eating in the fourth quarter. But they let Brady get back into it. And like I said, Brady looked like old man Brady in the first half. And he did what he had to do in the second half, bro. I expected nothing less from the GOAT, man. Nothing less from the GOAT. Sometimes it be like that in the first half, bro. Sometimes you got to throw 4 interceptions and still put the cape on. And, now granted, like I said, Baltimore's defense, what a fucking day. What a fucking night, actually. But, ballers know how to win, bro. GOATs know how to get it done. Point blank, period. They overcome shit. Philly Giants, bro. Now listen, bro. This game, the Giants won 13-7, bro. And I do not regret picking Philly because I knew this bullshit could end up happening. But I just want to say this. I know some people are going to try to go at me for Jalen Hurts because I love Jalen Hurts. And I love Devontae Adams and the boys. But listen, bro. I don't care about Jalen Hurts throwing them 3 fucking interceptions, bro. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, still won. Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions in the fucking NFC Championship game, still won and got to the Super Bowl and ended up balling out in the Super Bowl. So I do not care about that. GOATs find a way to get it done. Bruh, this motherfucker. Patrick Mahomes been throwing hella picks in some of these games and still winning them. Don't care about the picks, bruh. Bruh. What? Jalen Reagor could have fucking caught that pass to win the game, bro. Like, I don't want to hear about, Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions, man. I don't care. Am I happy that he gave that ball back to the other team 3 times? Nope. But they did not convert them 3 turnovers like they should have, just like Baker Mayfield couldn't convert them 4 turnovers for the Browns. Bruh, if Jalen Reagor, and that was a very catchable ball. It go right through his hands. Bruh. You gotta catch that. Like, I understand you're not happy about the turnovers. I get it. The offense looked bad at times, sporadic. They didn't stick to what they do best, running the ball at times. I get it. And if Daniel Jones wasn't as bad as he is, possibly that this team probably gets blown out. But the situation that you was in was that Daniel Jones was the dude you was playing against. And the Giants defense, to their credit, they was able to get the 3 turnovers. They was able to stop this team. But that fucking pass should have been caught by Jalen Reagor, bro. Like, that, to me, that was a good pass by Jalen Hurts. I know some people going to argue, it was too high. It was too left. It was too... Listen, to me, that was a very catchable ball. The shit went right through the man's hands. You have to catch that. There's no 2 ways around it. Great receivers catch that. And we wouldn't even be talking about the 3 interceptions. Well, some people would be talking about the 3 interceptions, but you wouldn't give a fuck about the 3 interceptions as much because you would be coming off of a win. if he had just caught the ball. And I didn't know if people was really blaming Jalen Hurts for that or not, but I'm seeing a lot of Eagle fan accounts now like talking shit about Jalen Reagor and shit. So they basically is agreeing with what I'm saying, is that Jalen Reagor should have caught that fucking pass. Like, I get it. Bad game for Hurts and whatnot, but you got to catch that fucking pass, bro. Like, your quarterback is all the way off the hook if you catch that pass. And yeah, it might have been a tough pass, a tough catch. This shit went right through his hands. I feel like you got to catch that. And that losing that game in the division, it just show you how bad this division is, for one, because losing that game, now the Cowboys have a 2-game lead in the division. The Cowboys just lost 3 of their last 4 games. To put that in comparison, the Rams just lost 3 of their last 4 games. They are now 2 games back in that division, with the fucking 49ers catching up. And I now want to switch my pick. I believe the 49ers are going to get the last slot in that playoff race in the wild card, one of those 3 wild card spots. I think the 49ers getting one of them fucking spots, bro. If the Rams don't watch the fuck out, they gonna end up falling deep in that division with the way the fucking 49ers playing, bro. And the 49ers already done beat them. And with the way Kyle Shanahan, bro, y'all motherfuckers pissed Kyle Shanahan off with that, he just as bad. Matt Nagy might be a better head coach than. That motherfucker heard y'all say that shit and was offended. He took that shit personal. That motherfucker done let the clip go every week since, bruh. Every week since y'all motherfucker said that Matt Nagy was a better coach, basically. That motherfucker let the clip go. He let it slide, and he ain't barred it back yet. This shit is unbelievable. No reloading, bruh. Just an infinite amount of rounds going at you, bruh. It's unbelievable what this man is doing right now. That offense looks great. Jimmy Garoppolo had a drive where he made a great pass, turned around, made a bad pass. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo do. I already said that. But if Jimmy Garoppolo can stick to the script for this team, usually he gonna look like a very competent quarterback. And I already done told you, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. I don't know if I would take him over Kirk Cousins yet, but they damn near the same quarterback in my opinion. If Kirk Cousins was put in the I think if you take Kirk Cousins and put him in the system over there in San Fran, he might look the same. But the thing is, if you give him the weapons that he got. So basically, if you take Kyle Shanahan and put him in Minnesota, I think Minnesota would be one of the best teams in the NFL, because with that weaponry and that system, it'll be very hard to stop that team, even with Kirk Cousins. Because I do think Kirk Cousins is a little bit better. I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo makes some throws sometimes that make me say, man, if he could just make throws like that all the fucking time, he would be the dude. Now, granted, Jimmy Garoppolo do throw it to a lot of wide the fuck open receivers, because that's the nature of playing in an offense like you do with Kyle Shanahan. He get a lot of dudes wide open looks. But this fucking team done went nuts the last couple weeks on offense. They don't beat their rushing total every fucking week so far the last 3 weeks I saw. And it was like over 150 one week, then over 170 something the next week, then like over 200 something. Like, these motherfuckers is going nuts right now. And you needed it. Like, Kyle Shanahan had to do something, bruh. Because I told you, motherfuckers was starting to talk, Kyle. Motherfuckers was starting to say, hey, man, he ain't the motherfucker he think he is, B. Like, they was talking shiesty on your name, Kyle. So I'm happy for Kyle. I'm glad he having this performance. Like I said, I thought he was this type of coordinator. I knew what he could do. And he doing it. Good for the fucking 49ers, man. I do think they're going to fit. I think they're going to keep going strong and end up making the playoffs. What they doing is just impressive, bro. Impressive as hell. But who we got next? We done talked about Miami. We done talked about New York. Atlanta, Jacksonville. Oh, boy. 14-21, man. Listen, I said Kyle Pitts should go off. He didn't. Matt Ryan. Me and my cousin was talking about this dude, man. Matty Ice. Pfft. This dude been Matt melted since that Super Bowl L, dog. This dude is not it. I don't know what Falcon fan could still be looking at. I saw a video a couple years ago where this dude was going nuts on Matt Ryan and them Falcons. But I don't know what Falcon fans still got faith in this dude, man. He barely got a win against the Jaguars, man. And for Trevor Lawrence in that offense, I mean, just look at it. They just look at him. I tell you this every fucking week, man. I don't even know why I still watch these motherfuckers at this point. And I really be trying not to, bro. But I just want to see Trevor Lawrence develop, bro. I want to see him be able to develop and have a structure around him where he can become the quarterback that I think he can be. And I just don't see it happening in Jacksonville, bro. Like, the offense is just way too inconsistent, bro. They should have got NFL-level coaches to coach this kid, not college coaches, bro, who had never been in the NFL before. They're not going to fire Urban Meyer or flip up this coaching staff in the offseason, more than likely, so it'll probably be a second year of this. And you're just going to have to pray, if you're a Jacksonville fan, that Trevor Lawrence just completely go past his coaches and develop past them to the point where you have no choice but to fire them because he done so outgrown them. But the chance of that happening is real hard in Jacksonville with that type of structure and foundation around them, bro. Because when your foundation not solid, it's hard to build. You dig? So the Falcons did end up getting that win. The Falcons at this point to me should be trying to lose, to be completely honest with you, bro. Because, I mean, them motherfuckers ain't doing nothing, man. Them motherfuckers is not doing nothing. I'm sorry. They're not making the playoffs. I do not think the Falcons are a good team. The Falcons need to be trying to figure out how they're going to replace this fucking quarterback. These bozos, like I said, whoever the GM is who drafted Kyle Pitts with that top pick in the draft need to be fired. I still do not believe that was a good pick. Did not ball out against Jacksonville. So, like I said, so many different areas of this team that you could have used that draft pick on to have an immediate impact that would have affected this team. And you chose to go with a tight end. So, very weird to me. Maybe it made sense to some other people. I'm still struggling to see how that one made sense. Now, I looked at the Tampa Bay Indy game, and obviously I watched the Baltimore game. I watched the Rams and Green Bay also. Green Bay, now listen, it was 28-36, but this game was not as close as that fucking score would have told you. Aaron Rodgers balled out. The defense that is, and really wasn't even to me as much Aaron Rodgers is. It's fucking defense for the fucking Green Bay, man. Because to me, some of them points at the end was some empty calorie points that didn't really make too much of a difference for the Rams. And I say again, I say to you again, how is Matthew Stafford so accurate when he throwing to Calvin Johnson and Cooper Kupp, but not to really anybody else? Listen, man, Matt Stafford had yet another game where he was everywhere. Sometimes he was accurate, a lot of times he wasn't. Throwing it behind receivers, throwing it too high for receivers. Like, I don't really, and really fast to hop back to something. Carson Wentz got to be stopped. Speaking of underthrowing receivers, this motherfucker Carson Wentz, I cannot remember the last time I seen a quarterback. And it's been people, like I said, who've been capping on Twitter about Joe Flacco used to get this call, but I don't remember Joe Flacco, and I seen almost every Joe Flacco game that he ever played. I've never seen a team get this many fucking pass interferences called on underthrown footballs, bruh. Like, Carson Wentz is underthrowing dudes by like 6 yards, bruh. And the receiver running backwards towards to get to the ball is getting these PIs on the offensive dude. What the fuck is he supposed to do when you underthrowing a ball 6 yards, bro? Like, that shit crazy. The NFL got to sit down and look at that shit, bro, because they keep letting dudes get away with this, but specifically the Colts have gotten away with this shit so many times this year, bro. And I don't know how. This shit is nuts. It's insane. It feel like every time I sit down and watch the Colts, and I'm shocked at how many times I done sat down and watched the Colts this season, but every time I sit down and watch the Colts, bro, I feel like they get at least 2 to 3 of them fucking calls a game. Like, it feel like that's their biggest play of the season outside of Jonathan Taylor, bro. Dead ass, bro. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane, bro. No cap. But going back to this Rams game, bro. Matthew Stafford, bro. He everywhere. And when you got a team that can't run the ball or doesn't run the ball like the Rams, your quarterback can't be this inaccurate, especially when you're doing what the Rams doing right now. Trying to make us believe that Matthew Stafford ain't what he was with Detroit. But if you've been listening to me all year, I've been telling y'all since the first game of the season, Matthew Stafford is the same fucking quarterback he was in Detroit. He just got a way better team around him right now. And yes, I done said it multiple times. I don't understand how y'all don't give I don't understand how people don't give Matthew Stafford none of the blame of the shit that went down in Detroit, especially when, bro, if you are a franchise quarterback and you as talented as everybody try to say he was, then there's no way that team should have been as bad as it was all the time. Like, bro, the dude, I agree, he is a good thrower of the football. That don't make him a good quarterback. I think Matt Stafford is an average quarterback at best throughout his career. And y'all don't like to give him no blame. But motherfuckers is now seeing the last couple weeks, yeah, this motherfucker is motherfuckers keep saying, oh, this look like Detroit Matt Stafford. No, motherfucker, this is just Matt Stafford. If you was looking at him play, you wouldn't keep making all these excuses for why Matt, like, I don't know. And what's crazy is most of these motherfuckers did watch him play in Detroit and still chose to give him no blame for some of them bad games, some of them turnover crazy games. The man hurt a lot too, like, bruh. It's very crazy, bro, because now you're starting to see it on big stages because the Rams play a lot of big games. And look at him. Like, yeah, some of these stats, like I said, he threw 3 touchdowns. To me, 2 of them didn't even matter. Because when the game was actually on the line, they was getting blasted. And like I said, bro, the Green Bay's defense, they don't get enough credit for how great they is. I've been harping on them for the last couple of weeks, and I'm glad they came back with a big one for me. And then you look at the Rams defense. Yeah, the defense got to be better. No, Donald got to be better. Von Miller got to be better. Everybody got to be better. Point blank period. I couldn't even remember the other dude's name. I think Jalen Ramsey had a decent game, to be completely honest with you, bro. And I'm biased for Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald also, but it's very rare that Jalen Ramsey really get lit up or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to stop Aaron Donald than it is for Jalen Ramsey to just go out there and have a bad performance, because you can commit 3-4 dudes to Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey is just one-on-one with dudes most of the time. The way you beat him is like in zones and shit. Maybe he gets screened a couple times, but yeah, to me, this game was yet another game in which Green Bay's defense balling out right now. They don't even have Zadarius Smith yet. Like, this defense is insane. We play these motherfuckers this year, but bruh, to me, is Green Bay the best team in the NFC right now? Yeah, Green Bay got to be the best team in the NFC right now. The most impressive offense right now in the NFC is definitely the 49ers, but I think the most complete team right now definitely got to be Green Bay, because Green Bay's defense is the most impressive to me than any team in the NFC right now. Like, Green Bay's defense go out there and get it done, usually on a weekly basis. And Aaron Rodgers, I told y'all in the last podcast, bro, I'm not taking Matthew Stafford over Aaron Rodgers, bro, when it come down to it. And though the score might make it seem like that's what it came down to, it didn't. The Packers had this game in hand for pretty much the entirety of this game. Minnesota, San Fran. Now, I said Kirk Cousins could end up having a bad game after having a good game against the Minnesota, and he really didn't have a bad game, to be completely honest with you. But I mean, San Francisco, like I said, they just on another one right now. I'm gonna tell you what's funny. In this game, bruh, it was a lot of motherfuckers hitting the gritty, bruh. Like, these motherfuckers on the 49ers must really hate Justin Jefferson, bruh, or something, bruh, because motherfuckers felt like they grittied every time they scored, bruh. Like, that shit was crazy. It's like they took offense to Justin Jefferson and them boys gritty, and so they just start hitting the gritty the rest of the game, bruh. I was like, I ain't never seen so many motherfuckers act in this manner. It was outrageous, bruh. I say the boys really hate each other out there gritty and left and right. Because that's like the Vikings shit, right? The gritty. And the 49ers was just gritty and left and right. I'm like, damn. But listen, I really don't have nothing bad to say about the Vikings losing this game, because I thought they was going to lose this game for one. And like I said, bruh, the 49ers is on one right now. And what's funny is the Vikings might be trying to compete for that slot, and one of the teams they're going to have compete against is the 49ers, and now the 49ers done beat them. The 49ers dead ass might finish second in their division. I'm just telling you, bro. The way this offense is playing, now watch they come out next week and lay an absolute dud. But I'm just saying, bro, if they keep playing offense the way these motherfuckers playing offense and, they defense keep doing what they do, hey, the 49ers will not shock me if they end up finishing second in their division. I'm just saying. Them motherfuckers done got going now. The engine is going. It's revved up. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, 10-40 fucking 1. Pittsburgh. What you doing, boy? We play them motherfuckers next week, so I hope the same Pittsburgh show up. Or this week. But damn, Cincinnati hopped on them motherfuckers. And what's crazy, so Ben obviously had 2 picks. But listen, Joe Burrow didn't even go nuts, bro. Like, I both times they done blown out AFC North teams, the Ravens and the Steelers. Joe Burrow, like, he had big stats against the Ravens. But like I said, it was a lot of dudes who was just running wide the fuck open in that game. Like, it wasn't him really having to complete, like, hard throws. Dudes was wide the fuck open, running up and down the field open. And that's pretty much what this game was. And he didn't really have to do much because Joe Mixon went stupid. Joe Mixon basically ran for any time he wanted to, whenever he wanted to, and they couldn't do a damn thing. And it's hard for the Steelers defense because I don't think they as bad as they playing. But when you have a team that cannot score, that is so as offensively challenged as the Steelers offense is, then this is what the extra load looks like that the defense has to carry. It's not good enough to just get stops. Now you have to try to get turnovers. You have to try to convert them turnovers because the offense is playing so bad. And the defense can't do it right now. So now it's compounded. Now you're saying, okay, not only is the offense bad, but the defense bad. But it's because you're looking at it in the lens of they can't pick up the extra load of the offense. But that's just what it is right now. And the Bengals is a good team on all phases of the game, really. So this was always going to be a tough game for any team that the Steelers play that can score or has a quarterback that's a game-changing quarterback. It's going to be tough for them to win it. Because obviously Big Rape ain't the dude no more. The running game not consistent. Najee Harris is a rookie, so I don't really blame him. But the offensive line not really that good. The receivers is off and on. I mean, like, I like Chase Claypool, but, they hit or miss some games. Big Ben can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to try to make up for Big Ben's inabilities now. And so, the Steelers in a tough spot. Mike Tomlin never had a losing season, and I'm almost certain that this might end up being the season. And I ain't gave up on them yet, because I think they could come back to life this week against Baltimore. I'm not picking them to beat us, but man, if they do lose this one, it's gonna be rough, because that means they done lost to every team in the division, but of course Baker Mayfield. The Steelers is definitely at a weird spot too, because the Steelers could be one of those teams that could get one of those good quarterbacks. Like, they could possibly get Russ or Rodgers. But if they don't, boy, the Steelers draft in the middle of the draft too. So they're going to have to find a way to get a quarterback of the future, because Dwayne Haskins ain't it. Rudolph ain't it. I don't even know how both of them boys got roster spots at this point in time. But, hey. And for Cincinnati, big win. I mean, Cincinnati's making the playoffs. What's funny is I heard Colin Cowherd say this on his show. And it's funny when you think about it. Cincinnati started their rebuild process later than Cleveland and is already light years ahead of Cleveland. All because of Joe Burrow is better than Baker Mayfield. It's funny. Baltimore started the rebuild mid-season and is already light years ahead of Cleveland because of Lamar Jackson. So, hey, it is what it is. Tennessee, New England, 36-13. Shout out Mac Jones, man. I told you, I don't hate Mac Jones, bro. I just call it how I see it. And he had a better game this week. He had a decent game. Now, at one point in time, he had like 13 point something yards of completion. Then it went down to 11. Then it went down to 9. Then it got down to like I think 6. So around where it should normally be. But but the Patriots defense, bro, just absolutely unbelievable. Bro. Matt Judon with another sack, giving him his career high on the season. And it's like I said, bro, he had took a shot at Baltimore, and I'm not even mad at it, bro, because like I said, bro, these motherfuckers let Zadarius Smith walk when he was about to pop. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, bro, they gonna let him walk because they're gonna pay CJ and fucking Judon. Zadarius walks, he ends up popping in Green Bay, but then the next season they let CJ walk. So now I'm thinking, okay, bro, they just let a stud middle linebacker like CJ Mosley, who done been everything for us on that defense, they let him walk. They clearly gonna pay Matt Judon. Judon contract come up, he clearly look like he about to pop, and they let him walk, and now he's exploded for the Patriots. So I don't listen, and I like Odafe away, but it would have been nice to have him and Matt Judon, bro. So I just don't understand the letting Judon walk. I am kind of mad about that one, still kind of salty about that one, because I fuck with Judon heavy, even though I don't agree with his take on macaroni and cheese. He nor Marlon Humphrey's moronic takes on macaroni and cheese, but and that is their opinions, and we respect everyone's opinions, no matter how absolutely crazy those opinions may be. But the Patriots defense, bro, they showed up, showed out, and what's crazy is the Titans still put up over 100 yards rushing, but I mean, you're just not getting it done right now with Ryan Tannehill, bro. It just is what it is. Teams know that they don't have to stack the box no more to stock Derrick Henry. They can treat these running backs like they treat average running backs now, and they just have to make Tannehill beat him. And Tannehill's not beating a defense like the Patriots. It is what it is. And now that's why that Colts loss is a big one. You can't lose up 10 against this Bucs team especially when the fucking Titans just lost, bro. The ground that you make up, because they could technically have won this division if they keep winning. That win was very important, but because of how bad the Titans look right now, and the Titans, it's going to be hard for the Titans to keep finding some wins if their offense keep looking this bad. Like, A.J. Brown is non-existent at this point in this offense. Like, Julio hurt, so he don't exist in this offense no more. This is just a bad offense right now, too. And if you can't capitalize, if you're the Colts on this, before these motherfuckers find a way to get healthy and get going again, boy, this is going to look bad. Jets, Houston, 21-14. The Jets ended up coming back to win that game. Shout out Zach Wilson. Last game of the week, because we already talked about the Browns and the Ravens. The Chargers in Denver, bro. The Chargers ended up losing this game 28-13, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on with these Chargers, bro. They fizzling out. And we already talked about them, bro, basically. But, bro, what? I don't know what's going on with the Chargers, bro. Justin Herbert clearly was crowned way too early. And I don't think this is one of them situations where he feeding into his own hype. But I did think early in the season, I did say they was eventually going to start paying for going for it on fourth. But now it's more than that. This offense not coming through when it mattered. Justin Herbert threw 2 fourth-quarter interceptions. You got the defense as bad as it is. I mean, you losing to Teddy Midwater. And credit to Teddy Bridgewater at this point. I got to give him his full name because, I mean, the motherfucker got them in a good position to possibly make the wild card. Like, boy, the Chargers, I think, is in last place in that division now. And just think about it. A month ago, I believe, they was in first place in that division, and they have fallen all the way to last. That is absolutely insane, bro. That is absolutely insane. Not as insane as you staying through this entire podcast and kicking it with me and listening to it, though. Use a real one for that, and I appreciate you mightily for it, but we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm going to be back with another one later on this week. You know we got to predict the different games this week. Most likely it's going to be on Thursday night and could get up on Friday morning. You dig what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all for chilling with me, kicking it with me. Hope y'all have a great day, afternoon, night, whatever point in time you're listening to this. Tell somebody you fuck with it, man. They'll appreciate that greatly. I'd appreciate that if you did that. You dig? Saying out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
free smoke.
look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver, pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more